The difference between your book being a 1-star disaster to a 5-star bestseller is something that I have learned over the many years I have done with writing. The errors that you catch before the book goes out will make and break your success. So those sentences that were typed up whilst being half asleep can derail everything. The first is the common mistake even I trip up on, stating that the obvious dialogue tags, specifically dialogue tags that says he asked. So what should I do? He asked. Consider he turned to Samantha with questioning frown. What should I do? If there's only 2 people in the scene, the dialogue alone will suffice. The second thing that catches me up on occasion is the conjunctions. This is something I see a lot. Again, I have tripped up on this, especially when I'm not editing whilst I write. Go check for it and see how many times you've started with and, or but. Which leads me nicely into my third point. Funny enough, the but chasing comma. I can't begin to tell you how many times I have done this, as you can see on the screen. 123 times to count. I didn't say a word, but I saw the fury in her eyes. To me, it reads fine. However, the comma really shouldn't be there. I should have taken the comma out, or instead written it as, I didn't say a word, though my icy glare had said plenty. Something else that I have seen time and time again, although not quite as often in my own work, is the sentence splicing. I don't do this too often, but as I said, occasionally I do come across it. Using commas in long sentences are avoidable. Here's a really good example of that. This Harry knows something is potentially in cahoots with Trent and is going to be cornered. However unlikely it seems, or I was going to be able to walk into a trap. It is long-winded and there is 3 commas in this sentence alone. It's a good example of the splicing that I was talking about. So I am going to remove that comma there and that comma there. And then I am going to turn that into a sentence and do that. So, however unlikely it seems, I was going to be walking into a trap. Finally, word stacking. These run along the same numbers as the splicing. 3 or more repeated words within the same paragraph will have your readers thrown off. It slows down the pacing and affects readability. For example, I could read something like, Rachel stared at the busy shop with her trolley. Rachel strolled through the shop's aisle, whistling. Rachel paused, reaching for a bottle, then hesitated. Rachel reached for the next item beside it, whistling to herself once again. As a whole, it's not wrong. However, the paragraph sounds like you're reading a report or a list, rather than telling a story. It sounds boring. Instead, break it up and the rhythm will flow a lot better, and your readers will thank you for it. In this instant, I'm looking at my manuscript and I don't think I fell for it this time, which is a bonus because usually the word frowned kind of pops up a lot, or just, or that, but it looks like I've got away with it this time and managed to avoid stacking altogether. I'm gonna do another run through to see whether or not there's any more of the filter words and those long-winded sentences, the splicing that I mentioned. So I'm gonna have another run through of that, just in case I've missed any. But other than that, I'm gonna get ready for my manuscript to be sent out to the art readers that applied. So then I can push the book out and ready for pre-orders for when it comes out in the main stores on the 1st of April.
Right, so I have finished with the last of the edits that I had done so far, so there are no more sentences starting with and or but. There's no but chasing commas that shouldn't be there. So all what's left to do now is run it through Pro Writing Aid a final time, and then I can start on fixing my indentations. Because I don't know if you noticed, but there's an indentation at the beginning of every chapter, and it shouldn't be there. On any other paragraph, absolutely fine, but the first paragraph of every chapter, you do not need an indentation. So I'll be doing that, and then I'm going to be calling it a day. So hopefully I'll be done tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon time. I've got to charge my car anyway, so I'll be doing the last of the edits in there. And then I can do the formatting to get ready for the print copies, because I'm going to need some copies to see how it turns out like. At the moment, I'm thinking I'm going to do matte cover, but I may do gloss, leaning towards matte. We'll see how it goes.
Both of you playing in the Man United Liverpool game. What was the game? It was in March 2010. I'll give you that as a clue. What was the score?
We won because I remember Torres was playing and I remember us doing quite well.
Only a few more chapters to do to make sure that all of the chapters indentations are correct, because I don't want to miss any. But other than that, it is ready to go for a final proofread. Then and then I can get the printouts files ready. So like the PDF and the fixed EPUB, because I like to keep my formatting as I do them, rather than having the formatting kind of and the layout just vanish, because EPUB likes to just cram everything in one kind of like flowable motion, and I don't like that. I like to have it as how I've laid it out. It is what it is.
Which United player conceded 2 Premier League
And then
in a 3-game spell between December 2003 and January 2004?
I'll be pretty much done. And I can start on the publishing side of it. I'm going to do the ebook first,
Against Everton and Bolton.
start off wide,
Which team did Manchester United beat 5-1 in
and then
first game in charge?
I'll do the paperbacks after I've got some copies to make sure that I like how it looks before everybody else gets it. That's my thinking for the moment. So, yeah, pretty much done. So, I'm going to leave the video here, and I will catch you in my next video. And hopefully I'll have some books to show. So, bye for now.